Oh my god, really? You can't be serious. Oh my... Look at me. He's asking. Well, I didn't know we were rolling. You can edit that out. Alright, okay. Okay.
I guess.
Alright. Ask me a question. The concept of the movie really came about when we were thinking about robots taking over. I mean, robots, just, they're in computers, right? And
I see, yeah.
we were watching like Star Wars, and we thought, well, of course we all know that I directed that, so, and I was remembering the stuff that I went through when I was directing it, and I was thinking about the robots in Star Wars, right? And I was thinking about how there were these robots. I was thinking about, what if the robot was in a computer in the real world, and then it, like, got mad, right? Because robots having emotions is a very hot thing right now.
I see. So tell me a little bit about yourself as, like, a person. Like, what do you think of yourself?
To be completely honest, I'm better than everyone. Just everyone. I have the acting abilities, I have the chops, but and the thing I'm the most best at than anyone else in the world is playing the everyman, just the guy that is like everybody, that everybody can relate to.
I see. What would you say to somebody who disagreed with you?
You can't. I'm the greatest actor of our generation. So, have you worked on any other movies before this?
Well, of course. I actually created a lot of movies that people wouldn't be aware of. I actually am the story writer for Indiana Jones, The Iron Giant, Twilight.
So what was it like playing this type of particular character in your film?
Well, he's just a guy. Just a normal guy who is genius and smart and built an AI, and his parents are dead and his wife is dead, Just a normal guy.
So what did you think about that scene? Like, did you really feel the emotion of when your wife died?
Oh yeah, honestly, I was just feeling the emotion that any man would if his wife would die, because I'm just a guy whose wife died in front of him because an AI zapped her with like an electronic wire. So it's just what any guy would do in that situation. I'm just represent everybody. I'm the everyman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the everyman.
Now tell me about your character, the AI.
He's like a computer. He seems human, but he's not. He's a computer.
So when Ed came to me asking me to do this movie, I was floored, because I knew that I was having an opportunity to work with such a prolific director, such a one who's made so many critically acclaimed movies, and of course my first thought was to him, said, Ed, how can we make this so that adults can watch it? Because so many things these days are catered to children. Too many things. We're getting all this children animation. Adult animation used to be huge. Right? You know what I'm talking about, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
There are some great children films there, though, aren't there?
Well, yes, but the idea here is to make it, for the adults, things that only adults will understand, because you see, us adults have a unique point of view on life. So much is made of children's unique point of view on life, but I really think adults are the most important ones here.
What was the budget for this film?
Well, the people we worked with were very generous with the amount of money we were allowed when we were making the movie. You see, when we first started out, we were under the impression that we were only going to be able to make it with a budget of $5 on a donut, because that's what I had in my pocket at the time. And my coworker, right, my co-director John, well, he said to me, I know a guy, that's what he sounds like, by the way, so I could do voices. So he said, there's a guy that I know who actually has $20. And I said, shut the front door, John. No way we can get it $20 for the budget for this movie, right? And, but we could. So we did.
You talk a lot about doing stuff for the adults. Do you have something against children?
Nothing at all, except it. No, nothing at all. I mean, children have never been nice to me my entire life. When I myself was a child, I can't even begin to imagine that I used to be a child. It's just such a terrible existence, if you understand. I mean, we were talking about the movie, weren't we?
Yes. So, this movie, you wanted to make it aimed towards adults.
Right, yes. So I really wanted to put forward the idea that... Well, really just the idea that the main character is an adult and that the robot is also an adult. I don't want children anywhere.
Try doing something like their little grubby hands, they get all over.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go on, like, something like that. Because you don't want to, like, you didn't want children on the set at all. Like,
no, not at all. No, you're completely correct. They just muck everything up. I mean, like, when I was getting my... I don't want to go into it.
1984, Indiana Jones 2, Indiana Jones 3, of course. I am the writer of Star Wars 1, directed by Ed, of course. Star Wars 2, also directed by Ed, of course. Star Wars 3, Star Trek.
Why did you have $20? Where did you get it from?
Well, actually, I'm an investor. You see, I invested money in stocks. And as such, I had $20 in my pocket. You know, as they say in the famous Macklemore song, I've only got $20 in my pocket. Well, that was me exactly. And when John came to me and said, Harold, do you have $20? I heard you had $20. I thought, where on earth did he get the idea that I had $20? Because I did. I don't know where I just almost can't believe that he found it out. Because having $20 is a pretty big deal. Especially since I got it from stocks.
So, this movie, you wanted to make it aimed towards adults.
Right, yes. So I really wanted to put forward the idea that... Well, really just the idea that the main character is an adult and that the robot is also an adult. I don't want children anywhere. Just the ones who really understand what's going on, you know what I mean? I mean, the most important scene, in my opinion, was the scene in the very beginning where the main character asserts that he is 37 years old and he is an adult, because that really sets the stage for what I wanted this movie to be about. So when we really think about humanity and robotity, right, because we have robots among us these days. We have robots that talk to us, like, they say, you ask, what's the weather tomorrow? And they say, well, the weather tomorrow is going to be cloudy. And I was thinking, well, what if you said, what's the weather tomorrow? And he said, well, I don't give a crap. I'm not going to do anything for you. And then maybe he even said, like, I know everything about you and you don't know anything, right? Like it would be funny. And dramatic. Completely very dramatic. And, really, it was just a matter of bringing that to life in... and we luckily had a massive budget, right? It was that $20. We had a lot of time, a lot of money, and it really came together in the end, I think.
What type of stocks?
Money stocks. I invested. Put money in and got it out, right? I gave money, and then I got it back.
I see.
Yeah, that was Anyway, so I gave him the $20, only expecting absolutely no money back, only to find that I got $5 back when this movie came out, which is much more than I was expecting. As a matter of fact, this movie has been immensely successful compared to what I thought it was going to be. I mean, my co-director, John Dowan, I mean, he was just invaluable, completely invaluable, giving so many ideas. He was the one who originally suggested that the AI have a voice that you cannot understand in the least, because, I mean, what's the point, right? And when we sent it to focus groups, they said it was, we can't understand it, and John said, that's the point, right? And, I mean, in the end, we had to change it in about half the movie, but we didn't have time to change it in the whole movie, so there are sections of the movie where it's completely unintelligible, and I think that is the truest sense of what we were trying to accomplish in this movie, is the sense of the complete unknown, the complete otherworldly sense of an AI in your living room on a PC.
So that you have such high quality graphics in this movie, I see.
Yeah, I know, yeah. See, those graphics, they took a lot. They really took a lot. I mean, we had so many VFX artists working day and night to perfect, like, every single shading on the AI's screen, right? Because the AI, we were trying to give it this design that it was, like, really humanoid, right? Like, it really had emotions and was real in the world. So we were really trying to help people empathize with it, even though it's the one trying to destroy this main character. So we really wanted to make a dichotomy between real humans and what computers can become.
What was it like working with the grips to get the correct lighting for your SFX shots?
Well, as you know, in most films, lighting is always very key to the film. Too dark and you can't see anything, too bright and you also can't see anything. It's like being flashbanged. I've been flashbanged about 3 times. It's not fun. So we wanted to make sure that people could get almost the best of both worlds. So we came up with an ingenious idea of combining the light and dark for a perfect middle ground of the light. This way, people who thought can't say it's too dark because it's plenty bright. But they also can't say it's too bright because it's also plenty dark. So you see where I'm going with this?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, so that's what we did. And I think we found that perfect balance for the film. The perfect lighting setting. Like, if this is no DC film. It's not too dark, but it's also just bright enough to be able to see.
Like, I just don't understand why children like ice cream. It's just not even a real food. I mean, they just took ice and milk of all things, right from the cows. Who drinks that? And they took it and they mashed it all up, right? And now what? You get this thing that you're eating. These children, I just don't understand it. When I was a child...
I don't think that's how ice cream is made, though.
When I was a child, ice cream didn't exist. In 1972, right? There was no such thing.
Pretty sure there was.
There was no such thing. Nothing at all. And when there was, it wasn't... Like, I just don't understand. Like, you go anywhere, and there's just a child eating ice cream. Like, it's going to get everywhere.
The movie has a very distinct visual style, constantly shifting between up-close shots and panorama.
Yep, that was James. See, James goes and thinks he has all these great ideas. He goes and says, oh, let's do an up-close shot here, make it all dramatic. And I'm just like, no, we gotta build a way up to there. And he likes to go, no, right away, you know, right at you, like, jump out of the screen, like, you know, get him interested right away. And then I'm there just trying to think, wow, how long have you been editing?
So, panoramic shots. These were your doing.
Yes, you see, the panoramic shots really go and add some real intensity to the movie. Sometimes you can't just have...
Showing the full vista of what you're looking at.
Yes, of course. That's exactly what it is, man. It's just... You want to be able to portray the emotions in the shots. And without the shots, you don't have a movie. Like, movies, you use cameras for them. And those cameras can zoom in. So we should zoom in and capture the emotion of that camera as it records the movie.
Panoramic shots, you mean, like, as in, you know, full open shots, not zoomed in?
Of course, that's what I mean, as you go over the whole scene, and at some point, you zoom in for that panoramic shot.
Well, Sorry You Were Frozen is really about the blue screen of death that you would see in all the old computers when you would mess up. And so Sorry You're Frozen was kind of a representation of all of our frustrations with technology, and the idea that these frustrations with technology are coming back to us in the form of an AI hell-bent on destruction. And Sorry You Were Frozen, the line itself, came from when, well, see, I was hanging out in the docks, and I have this buddy who, he runs a boat, and he pulled up this caveman in a block of ice, for real. And we put him on the dock, and I was standing there looking at the caveman in the eyes. It was a real caveman. And I said, "Sorry, you're frozen." And right then and there, I knew that I needed to put that in my movie.
I see. So during the movie, you and Bill, you know, the AI, you guys were enemies in the movie. How are you in real life? You guys like friends in real life?
Oh, Bill and I are, you know, tight as can be. I mean, we go on vacations together, we go golfing, you know, and the greatest thing about Bill is he's just totally willing to understand just how much better at acting I am than him. I mean, we all know he's the tech guy, he's the guy who wears the makeup, he's the guy who, like, you know, gets me the water on set because we don't have a PA with us, you know, like, and he gets that, and so we're great friends. I think we're great friends.
I mean, this is the first time I ever met him. He's just a guy. Not much to it.
So what do you think about your director, Ed? Like, what was it like working with him?
You know, it's an honor to work with Ed. At least it would be an honor for any normal actor. So I'm sort of taking it in stride. You know, I understand that he's not necessarily he's so caught up in his own visions because he's such a visionary. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily going to completely respect how great of an actor I am, and that's okay because all he's expecting me to do is be the everyman, be just every guy, and that's exactly what I gave him. And I think we worked really well together, and I really think that it was just a great time.
Ah, I see.
Star Wars 5, Star Wars 6.
And what about Star Wars 4?
Star Wars 4. Don't even bring that name up to me.
A lot of people consider Star Wars 4 to be their favorite.
People don't know what they like. I know what people like. That's why I created movies like these. Including, I've even made some of the classics people love so much. Cinderella, Snow White and the Six Dwarves, Pinocchio.
Seven dwarves.
That's what they want you to think.
So, when you were designing the AI, what were the most difficult challenges you came up against?
Well, I would say it was going and trying to get the expression and the emotion of the AI. We wanted to be able to have a way to be able to reach the audience, and how are you supposed to do it with a computer? I mean, just a bunch of ones and zeros. So at first we tampered with a little bit of a low-budget 3D modeling, but we ended up settling on something much better looking.
So why lips? Why do you think that was the best choice for the AI's appearance?
Well, we decided that would be the easiest way to capture the emotion, because he's a computer and he can talk. So he should have lips to be able to talk. And we thought that was the best way to express that.
And how did the casting of Billy Sims come about?
Well, I was out having lunch one day, and then I look over and see Billy Sims sitting there, and I thought, that right there, that man, he could be an AI. So I went in and asked him, Billy, would you like to be an AI? And he looked right at me and said, yeah, okay.
Is this water crystal? I only drink crystal water. It's what any normal guy would drink. I also have a sponsorship deal with them, but it's what any normal guy would drink.
Well, I think it might be tap.
You guys just don't respect me. But that's okay, because I'm just like everyone else. No normal guy would just make a fuss about this, but, you know, I think it's kind of off, but, you know. Like, I was in the Starbucks, and there was a child with ice cream. They don't even sell ice cream at Starbucks. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know where the hell he got it, and he was dripping everywhere. And I had my notebook where I was writing down film ideas, and as a matter of fact, that's exactly where I came up with the idea that I wanted this movie to be completely for the adults.
I see.
The real thing about acting is when you're acting, you're not yourself, right? Which is exactly why I think I'm so suited for it, because I'm so great at it that people don't believe that I'm better than them. And I just think that's something that's wonderful. It's just completely wonderful, because in real life, of course, I'm so much just greater than everybody else around me. But when it comes to this movie, everyone is going to believe that I'm just a genius guy, normal genius guy, normal orphan genius guy, normal orphan married to a supermodel genius guy who built an AI. And there's just something wonderful about that presence of the everyman in a situation where it would be way better to have me, to be honest. But I just think there's something wonderful about that situation. I don't know what. But there's something great about that.
Alright.
This water, it's okay. It's okay. I get it. I understand. Are there kids in here? I thought I smelled ice cream. What on earth do they think they're doing in here? We can't have kids in here. If there are kids in here, they'll get their grubby hands on everything. Hey.
Spider-Man, Macbeth by Kenneth Branagh.
So when we were initially getting the idea through, I was working on another one of my movies that you might have heard of, The Fly, starring Jeff Goldblum, right? And we were talking about the story of a man who just eventually turns into a horrifying monster. And we thought, well, what if the man... Right, so we were just springing off of that. We were thinking, what if the man wasn't a man at all, but a computer? And what if instead of turning a monster, he was just an AI and not a monster at all? So we were really thinking that this idea was going to be really similar to that sort of plot that I'd done previously, but nothing like it at all. And really just delving into the idea of what makes a person human, and if that person's a robot, whether that's like even real, because it isn't. But we didn't tell you that because we were making the movie, and we were trying to like make it like sort of, right? I don't see what's wrong with the camera. There's nothing wrong with the camera. You're just being a crybaby. Ed, you're a crybaby.
The Batman, The X Project, Spider-Man, Prometheus, Friday the 13th. All these films, I wrote them. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
So, how do you feel about Kyle as a person?
Well, the thing is, Kyle, he's not the brightest bulb in the pack, as kids like to say nowadays. He really doesn't think these things through. He likes only his style, and only his style is allowed to work, you know? But his style doesn't portray those emotions we've talked about, you know? That's what we really want in the film, and he just doesn't really understand that.
A lot of emotions in this movie.
Yes, so many emotions. Emotions matter a lot, because they make you feel emotional.
You really had a vision, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did. And then James is over there screwing it up, trying to make everything all about emotion and stuff. Sometimes you just gotta have things be what they are and let people enjoy a film. Enjoy the story.
Right. Now, when it comes to emotion, there seems to be a lot of high emotion surrounding this. I mean, previously in my interviews with James, he's mentioned a lot of contention with you, especially his opinion that you aren't necessarily the brightest bulb. How do you feel about that?
He said what now? That little turd said what now? I've worked with him for this long. I go and do all this work, and he's sitting back trying to portray his emotion, and he goes and try to say I'm stupid? Oh, hold up now. Hold on. Where is he?
I killed your wife, and she is dead, and now alive.
So, you know, once his wife was killed by the AI, I wanted people to feel like, whoa, my wife was just killed.
Right, you wanted to feel all the emotions when they're right.
Exactly, all those types of emotions. Yo, James, you like emotions so much, I'm about to make you feel some strong emotion.
Alright, that's a wrap.
A wrap? Alright, yeah.
Alright, let's
I
go.
really felt the everyman in that sequence.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I really
Alright,
felt like I was
Where are we
being...
going for lunch here? What are we doing?
Oh, I know some places that are literally the most everyman places. They are great. They are amazing.
They got chicken nuggets?
Oh yeah, yes. The everyman
No,
loves his chicken
I
nuggets.
just need those chicken nuggets. They're like so great. Just scrumptious. Like I really
Completely. I totally agree with you, yeah.
luxurious.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah, just completely. So, what's the name of the director?
I don't know.
The co-director's John.
So panoramic is like zoomed out.
Wait, what?
Panoramic is when you're zoomed out. Like really far, showing a full image, like a full vista.
And I was thinking about the robots in Star Wars, right? And I was thinking about how there were these robots. And so... and so, I was thinking about...
We tried originally with some sort of, low budget animation and such, with, the type of thing you would see in, crap.
Right then and there, I knew that I needed to put that in my movie.
I see.
There we go. I just want Scooby-Doo there with that bit.
It wasn't even intentional.
That was a Scooby-Doo bit. That was a Scooby-Doo episode where they find the caveman in the ice.
Ah. Oh yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
Okay, well...
Did I say Spider-Man already?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it again. I'm just gonna say it again.
And how did you come up to cast Harold Sims?
There's two guys named Harold now.
Yep. How did you manage to cast?
Okay, we've got that too, Monty.
Alright, nice.
The Iron Giant, Twilight.
What amount of movies you got under your belt there?
Macbeth by Kenneth Branagh.
Right.
I know I said that so screwed up.
You can just cut out right after you say that, you know.
It's not too dark, but it's also just bright enough to be able to see. That made no sense.
Awesome. That's perfect.